What's going on, guys? It is Aiden Hutchinson.
What's up, man? It's your boy Amon-Ra St. Brown.
What's up, everybody? It's Calvin Johnson Jr. here, a.k.a. Megatron, a.k.a. First Ballot.
What's going on, Coach Dan at Lions Talk Live and the Duke Crew? This is Ball Hawk Ifata Melifonwu of the Detroit Lions. Everybody make sure you help support the YouTube channel Lions Talk Live by clicking that like and subscribe button. Let's get it and go Detroit.
Greetings and salutations to everyone out there in YouTube land. This is Dan Skipper, offensive weapon for the Detroit Lions. Make sure you all help support Lions Talk Live and Coach Dan by clicking on that like and subscribe button. Everybody, woo!
Well, greetings and salutations to everybody out there in YouTube land. I'm your host once again, Dan Thornton, and I want to thank you all for joining us here on Lions Talk Live Morning Show Edition. Hey, it's the day after the NFL schedule. It got fully released. All the speculation like we talked about yesterday. We had leaks right after we went off the show. They had other leaks that said the Lions are going to play this team, that team, or whatever in the first game of the season. We now know without a shadow of doubt who's going to play who, where, when, and why. And yes, the statements made by Roger Goodell in the NFL, I think, need to sit in and ring true for Detroit Lions fans, at least for this season and probably for the foreseeable future. We'll get into that during the main topic of the day, but I think there's no doubt about it. The NFL has a vested interest in the Detroit Lions. And again, we'll break that down during the main topic today, see what the Duke Crew has to say about it. All right, real quick, before we get into the 5 headlines now, before we get to the main topic of the day and everything in between, if you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so. Making that march on upwards to 13,800 subs, and we are 82 or 3 subs away, something like that. I don't know. Also, if you have a half second of time while subscribing, reach on down, hit that thumbs up button, the like button, hit all the buttons. We try to get every episode of the show between 200, 300, 400 or more thumbs up or likes. If you can assist with both of those, the subscribe and the likes, I surely would be thankful. Last but never least, if you are considering buying or selling property anywhere in the great state of Michigan, let alone the continental United States, go ahead and give me a call or shoot me a text. You see the number on the screen, 269-998-2384. We can have a quick conversation. Let me walk you through how I can use over 30 years as a realtor to your advantage, saving you time, saving you money, saving you hassles, saving you burning questions, whatever it may be, working for you, making sure you don't get overcharged, etc., making sure you have somebody watch your back. Hey, if it's vacant land, commercial property, or a new house, whatever it is, go ahead and give me a call, shoot me a text. Let's see what we can do to make things work best for you and save a little cheddar. If you're happy with my work after the end of the day, all that money I saved you, just go ahead and go to a Circle K near you and buy me an 82-cent Mountain Dew. Still just 82 cents after, I think, like 20 years now. It's crazy. All right, with all that done now, let's go ahead and get over to the 5 headlines now. All right, we'll break down what Roger Goodell and the NFL had to say about the Lions. We'll get into the schedule, but first, 5 headlines now, and starting off with why the Detroit Lions should win battle for Pro Bowl veteran. Story by Sue Levine of The Last Word on Sports. Could the Lions still make a move to acquire a veteran presence? I mean, it's totally possible. I get every time this person or that person gets cut from a team, moves on from a team, whatever, hey, they're going to be tied to the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions are one of the NFL's top teams. I get there's going to be some knuckleheads in the comment section, whether it's either on the live show or once we're done going live, that you're going to go in and say this, that, or the other thing about the Detroit Lions. But it is what it is. It's just trying to be as non-judgmental, non-partisan, whatever you want to say, as we can be, and just being a true analyst of the situation. I think you're going to have a hard time saying that there are 5 franchises currently in the NFL that are clearly better than the Detroit Lions. In my opinion, the Lions are in the top 5, and it's not just the talent, it's the front office, everything in between, which means getting someone like Zadarius Smith back in Detroit would be, in my opinion, an ideal fit for both the player and the franchise. Smith, I think we all get it. He was a top 10 person last year as far as getting pressure on the quarterback. What do the Lions probably want, especially with the schedule they now have with all the strong quarterback play that you're going to face, you want more and more people that can do one thing: disrupt passing plays. NFL is getting closer and closer to going back to like 50% running, 50% passing. There was about a decade or so where it was closer to 70% passing, 30% running. But the Lions the NFL seems to be getting a balance. Getting someone like Zadarius Smith who can still get after the quarterback, still set an edge, everything in between, or somebody similar to him probably would be a not wise move for the Detroit Lions. Will they make the move as Sue Levine thinks that there's already a handshake agreement between Zadarius Smith and Detroit Lions? I personally believe that's probably true, but I don't know that. Maybe the Duke Crew has some thoughts on it. What we can all say is I think most Lions fans would feel better going into the upcoming season if someone like Zadarius Smith or Clowney or whoever else was opposite Aiden Hutchinson. Doesn't mean they have to play the majority of the snaps or even 80%, 70%, 60% of the snaps, but having them out there for 50-ish percent of the snaps while rotating in some of the other guys, that might not be so bad for the team. All right, next in the 5 glorious headlines now. NFL forces Jared Goff to run the gauntlet to avoid immediate disaster in 2025. Story by Candace Perderas, sideline report. I guess there is something to be said if you look at the upcoming schedule. Man, I mean, there aren't going to be many weeks. Not that we had a ton last year, but there were a couple games I think we could all admit last year that the game was over by halftime. Maybe you can even say after the first quarter. I'm not so sure that's going to be the case this particular season. As big a Lions fan as I am, I try to also be as realistic as I can be when analyzing things. And I would say this: the Lions probably aren't going to be able to have too many bad days at the office if they want to make a strong playoff run. As we all know, and is highlighted by this story, Jared Goff is going to be responsible for a lot of the Detroit Lions' success this upcoming season. You go through the schedule, and we all know now you're going to open up at the 4:25 on CBS Sports. I thought that was weird that we're opening up on CBS Sports since it's against Green Bay, is what it is. But whatever we can say, the Lions are going to have to perform well, and Goff's going to have to play at a very high level each and every week for the Lions to not just compete in the NFC North, but the NFC seeding, and have a chance for the Super Bowl. You got Green Bay, Chicago, and Baltimore, and then Cleveland. So your first 4 games right off the bat, you're facing some pretty dang good defenses. If Goff struggles, if John Morton struggles, if any aspect of this offense struggles, the Lions could have some rough waters sailing through those first 4 games. Green Bay, we all know it. We know them well. We know they got a pretty good defense, even though they're going through a little bit of flux. Chicago Bears, one of the NFL's best defenses. Baltimore Ravens, one of the NFL's best defenses. Cleveland Browns might not have a clue who their quarterback is, but you know what they do have a clue is? They do have a clue that they've got a pretty good defense out there. After that, it probably lightens up a little bit the following weeks. We'll break that all down during the main topic of the day. All right, Detroit Lions 2025 game-by-game predictions. Following schedule release, a story by Jeff Risden. No, that's not his real name. I just like saying it. Lions Wire, USA Today. All right, so we're going to go through this and see what Risden, who most of you guys know, hey, he's been a Lions reporter for a gajillion years. So I think he's got probably a good a handle on things as anyone. Obviously, it's a prediction. It's not the Bible, so don't take it as such. Everybody's going to have their own predictions. You guys are going to have predictions. I'm going to have predictions. I'm going to hold off on mine until we get closer to the regular season. But in the way too early predictions from Jeff Risden, let's dive into it. Week 1 of the Green Bay Packers. He's got the Lions winning. Chicago Bears. I was surprised by this one, but he says Ben Johnson brings the Bears to Ford Field. Chicago projects to be a lot better in 25, and Johnson will desperately want this one. He's got the Lions losing. I would disagree with that, but you know what? I've been wrong before. Baltimore Ravens, he's got the Lions winning. Cleveland Browns winning. So the first 4 games, hey, you go 3-4, you're probably pretty happy. Although, again, we'll see if the Bears do pull off that one. At the Cincinnati Bengals, he's got the Lions winning. Kansas City Chiefs, he's got us losing. Tampa Bay Buccaneers win. Bye week, hey, that's a win for us right there. We're 5-2. Minnesota Vikings win. Washington Commanders loss. Philadelphia Eagles loss. New York Giants win. Green Bay Packers on Thanksgiving Day, that's a win. Dallas Cowboys loss. We'll see about that. Let's see. Los Angeles Rams win. Pittsburgh Steelers win. Minnesota Vikings loss, and at Chicago Bears win. Final record he's got for us is 11-6. What say you, Duke Crew? I think there's a strong possibility we can finish 11-6, and yes, maybe we win this game and lose that game. Something's different, but somewhere around there, I'm going to hold to my guns and say about a 12-win season. We'll see if that shakes out, though. All right, next to the 5 headlines now. Detroit Lions 2025 season hinges on outdoor battles against NFL elites. I would say this is spot on correct. And, hey, you could say outdoor elites, indoor elites. Lions are just going to face, as we all get it, they're going to face one of the most challenging schedules probably in recent NFL memory any team's had to face. It's just every week, you get it, the quarterback play for most of these teams. You can say what you want about Chicago Bears. We'll have to see if Caleb Williams ends up ascending another level from his rookie year. Most of the time that happens. Doesn't mean it happens all the time. Jordan Love, Green Bay, and I'm sticking with just the division games to start off with. One week he's good, 1 week he's not. If he can be more consistent, then that Green Bay team is going to be pretty dang tough. Baltimore Ravens, we all get it. Lamar Jackson is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, and he's under some pressure to perform this year. Here's what I'd say. If you've got any kind of real luck, it's that we don't know what's going to happen with the Minnesota Vikings and J.J. McCarthy. We're assuming he's going to be pretty good, but for the most part, all intents and purposes, he is going to be a rookie. Some people will say, hey, man, you go back and watch him. His couple preseason games he played, or whatever it was, one preseason game a year ago. But things are so vanilla in the preseason. I usually say it's tough to evaluate, especially at the quarterback spot, if somebody's going to be decent or not. I know we all fell in love with Jake Fromm last year because he played so well. And to be fair to the kid, he had about 15 seconds of reps in a practice before going out there and playing in that preseason game. Looked phenomenal. But then again, it's one of the last preseason games. Everything's vanilla defensive-wise. The guys you're playing against, most of them are probably not in the NFL, 48 hours after that game. J.J. McCarthy, I feel it's kind of the same thing. He could be good. I'm just not sure about it. When we look at, obviously Patrick Mahomes is going to be one of the better quarterbacks in this league. You got Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield. He's going to be good. Giants, Browns, who knows who their quarterback's going to be. So, and then, of course, Matt Stafford and Dak Prescott. Lions are going to face a lot of real good quarterbacks at home and on the road. A lot of this season will come down to, can they stop or limit those quarterbacks? This particular click on Detroit story breaks them all down. The 9 road games, who you're going to face, what you're going to have to do. I think we all get it at this point, and we're all going to get it going throughout the season. You want the Lions to make the Super Bowl. You want them to make the playoffs. You are going to have to find a way to deal with the opposing quarterback. You will not be able to sit back there like the last time we played Baltimore and give Lamar I remember that game and some of those snaps, he had like 7 or 9 seconds to throw the ball. Lions can't do that if you want to be successful in any level of football. So we'll see what they have to come up with. My suspicion is, Kelvin Shepard's going to have something in play to, hey, that ball's got to come out of his hands. Yes, he's probably going to leave some receivers in one-on-one coverage, sort of like Aaron Glenn last year, but we're going to get hits on the quarterback. That's my anticipation. Hey, the other team's quarterback must go down. He must go down hard. Last of the 5 headlines now. NFL just gave the Lions the perfect chance to get the last laugh on Ben Johnson. Sideline report by Candace Praderas again. Hey, so here's what I'll say. In my opinion, just my opinion, the NFL reveals what they think of teams, what their projections are for them going into a season where they put key matchups within the season. The fact that the Lions are playing the regular season finale in Chicago tells me, at least, that the NFL believes that the NFC North is probably going to come down to these two teams. They think Goodell, whoever you want to give credit to, I guess, believes that the Chicago Bears are going to be pretty legit. Otherwise, this wouldn't be the last game of the regular season. Let's be fair. Unlike the NBA, unlike Major League Baseball, Major League Soccer, whatever else, the NFL does a real good job of diagnosing who the goods and who the bad teams are probably going to be. They want that last game of the regular season to be as meaningful as possible, which is why, just like last year, they had a pretty good idea the Minnesota Vikings were going to be legit and have them against the Lions. That it's just good business for them, for ratings, commercials, etc., the whole shebang-a-bang. So when I look at the schedule, they think the Lions are going to be in probably a race with Minnesota Vikings and the Chicago Bears. It builds up the anxiety, it builds up the drama, it builds up the sales, it builds up the advertisers who want to be a part of that. So we should all pay attention to it. But What this also tells us, like this story breaks down, is if the Lions really want to get a real good last laugh at Ben Johnson, keeping him from winning the division or making the playoffs by knocking him off in the regular season finale in Chicago, I think that sounds like a pretty good way to end the regular season for us. Could it be just like Minnesota last year? Let's hope so. All right, with all that done, set out of the way, let's get over to the main topic of the day and break down exactly what Roger Goodell and the NFL had to say about the Detroit Lions yesterday. We've all, I shouldn't say we all, but the vast majority of us watching the show can remember when Roger Goodell in the NFL absolutely despised the Detroit Lions. If they could have kicked us out of the league, they would have done it. If they could have made up another rule to work over a possible win for the Detroit Lions, we've all been through it. We've been through the Dallas Cowboy playoff game of 2014 where the Lions should have got 45 yards in penalties on one play and probably iced that playoff win back in 2024. You all probably get it. If not, let me educate you. Hey, everybody in the nation was like, you threw a flag for pass interference. It should have given the Lions a first down. You picked that up. A bunch of Dallas Cowboys players came on the field. That should have been a penalty because they came off the bench in the sideline. That wasn't a penalty. And then the guys, some of them came out, didn't have helmets on. They were holding them in their hands. Those weren't penalties. Miraculously, that all went away. Same with the Kelvin Johnson touchdown. We all remember the process of the catch. And there's probably about 49 gajillion other different scenarios where Roger Goodell, the sky above, hit the button, called the officials on the field and said, you know what, hey, we're just going to make up a new rule here real quick. Or remember that rule that nobody's used in 90 years? We're going to invoke that right here and now just so the Lions and the Ford family get jobbed. But when you see the schedule release yesterday, that's no longer the case. Roger Goodell and the NFL no longer views the Lions as somebody they want to work over in a bad way. They want to go ahead and do everything they can to highlight the Detroit Lions, to make them as awesome as possible, make them the product that is a pride of the NFL as much as they possibly can. So what did they do? They set a record yesterday. Whether, I'm sure you guys all seen this on whatever, NBC or whoever else. But let's break down the schedule. You've got the first week of the regular season against the Green Bay Packers. That's a primetime game at 4:30. So that's you've got, in a nutshell, you've got 12, maybe 13 games. They're going to be primetime games. There's only a couple times this entire season when you're going to have 1 p.m. games. And look at who those are against. Chicago Bears week 2. I might not be Jeff Risdon, but I do think that's going to be a tough ask for Chicago to come into Detroit. You think about all the emotions, not just the fans, but the coaches, let alone the players. Remember, Amon-Ra St. Brown and a bunch of the Lions offensive players, as soon as Ben Johnson left, said, this really wasn't as much about him as it was about us. And guess what they're going to want to do? They're going to want to confirm that diagnosis as soon as they get on the field week 2. You go through it, and there's the Cleveland Brown games week 4, on Fox, September 28th. Yeah, that's a 1:00 game, and there's a reason for that. The NFL does not believe that's going to be a competitive game. Same when we play whatever it was, week 12 or something like that against the New York Football Giants. And credit to the New York Football Giants website for getting that leak out and then taking it down. But where we're going with this is if it's not a major matchup that the NFL thinks they can really market to this, network or that network, it's probably going to be a 4:00, 7:00, 8:00 game, a primetime game. The NFL is confirming to all of us, the NFL believes the Detroit Lions are one of the best franchises in the entire league, one of the best teams in the league, and yes, they're Super Bowl contenders. They also know as a business, they can make more money off the Detroit Lions now than just about any team out there. And it's not like with Kansas City, you're marketing Patrick Mahomes, maybe Andy Reid, although I don't really think people tune in for a coach, but they do tune in to watch Patrick Mahomes. The Lions are a brand. They're marketing the entire thing. Jared Goff, as much as most of us like him, maybe not all of us like him, we probably all get it. He's a pretty good quarterback, but people aren't putting him in a ton of commercials. He's not a major marketable thing, but this franchise is. The Lions have become, confirmed however you want to say it, from Roger Goodell and the NFL, the Lions are America's team. And America, when they're not watching their respective teams, they want to watch the Detroit Lions. all these different games. And that last game of the regular season, the date and time to be TBA'd, let me tell you, it will be a primetime game. It will be, every network will try to get the rights to it. We'll see what the NFL does with it. But all these games confirm something that probably 5 years ago, none of us would have ever guessed is a possibility. That the NFL wants and loves the Detroit Lions. You as fans, even if you're watching this and you're not a Detroit Lions fan, you're probably at least intrigued if your team isn't playing to watch this. You're going to have an explosive offense. We're assuming a pretty good defense like we did last year prior to all the injuries happening. What say you do, crew? Do you think with this schedule release setting an NFL record for the most amount of primetime games or midday, late day games that any team's ever seen, do you think that's further confirmation from Goodell, from the NFL, from the money-making machine that is the NFL? The Detroit Lions are really legit. We should probably all look at the schedule and say, hey, they've got a real good chance at winning the division, making the playoffs, making a push for the Super Bowl, and just maybe they are one of the best teams in the NFL. All right, you heard me babble on too much, maybe even too long, but it does appear to me that we are now officially America's team. So let's get to the Duke Crew, see what you guys have to say. Let me scroll to the top of the screen. Still scrolling, so give me a second. All right, here we go. Michael D. Greetings, Salutations, Coach and Duke Crew. Exclamation points. One pride. The month of November is going to be a meat grinder. Exclamation point. Shake my head. Woo! You're not wrong. You look at November. You look at all the different games we're going to play. The Vikings. The good thing is we get the Vikings that first game, week 9 after a bye week. Then you got the Commanders. You got Philly. You get the New York Football Giants. And in my opinion, if their quarterback plays decent, they're going to be a pretty good team. I like the rest of their team out there, but we'll see what shakes out. And then you get the, obviously, Green Bay on Thanksgiving Day game. But that's a lot of games in a short amount of time. Not that we're not used to it, but there's a lot of meaningful games out there, as you're stating. Robert, greetings and salutations. So you're saying there's a chance. Woo! There's always a chance, my friend. Trey, what's good, Duke Crew? Question mark. Love week 1. Cry, baby Johnson week 2. I'm liking it. Me too, man. Me too. Gary, morning crew, and to you, Atlanta the Hun, got my plane ticket and hotel booked for the Christmas game. Is anyone else going? We'll find out, man. You guys talk about it in the comment section. Jameer, I got my season tickets for this year. Enjoy it. Every game should be a pretty good one for you. Trim Reaver, good morning, Coach and Duke Crew. Exclamation point. Woo! And back at you. Henry Moore. Good morning, Coach Dan and the Duke Crew. What a team. What a podcast. What a time be a Lions fan. Woo! What a schedule. Let's go, Lions. Woo! And back at you. Man, the thought of woos. I'm so excited. Aren't we all? Hookadoo. What did that walking piece of Goodell's say negative about the Lions? I don't think it's negative. I think it's a sign of respect. I think he's basically saying, like we talked about just a minute ago, this is America's team. You don't put them out there for that many primetime games unless you believe everybody across the nation is tuning in to watch what team? The Detroit Lions. Jets, greetings and salutations. So how did everyone feel about that schedule? Question mark. I think we need to win 3 of the first 4 games. Hey, the more wins we can get early, I think is going to help. I know we just talked about the November schedule. That thing's brutal. You go 500 in that schedule in November, you're probably doing okay. Trim Reaper, it's Thursday. Oh, yeah, you are right, man. I'll be getting a delicious Mountain Dew after this. Drake was hoping for Chicago week 1, but getting them week 2 and the last game of the season might be just as nice. Go Lions. Yeah, it could be a great way to end the season, a regular season. I'm Mike the Marine Gunny. Howdy, Dan and Duke Crew. Are you ready for some football? Woo! I am, my friend. I am indeed. Man Barrett, good morning, all. Trim Reaver. I don't know, Hookadoo. What did he say? We'll find out. Let's see, Bo. Oh, my goodness. Morning, Duke Crew. We start with the Packers and then those guys with Ben Johnson. I agree. Stephanie, good morning, boys. Exclamation point. It looks like we only play a handful 1 p.m. starts. Correct with that. Every week appears to be a prime time-ish game for us. They are, man. And again, I think that's a sign the NFL understands there's money to be made by broadcasting the Lions in primetime games. Vance Green Bay has a lot of new offensive linemen. This is true. And to break in as the Chicago, that could be a good thing for us in the first 2 matchups. Yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, everybody's going to have new people to break in. I do wonder, looking at this schedule, now that the NFL has gone back to having divisional games week 1 and week 2, do you see a re-emerged emphasis from coaches on the preseason? I can only say what I would do. What I would do is week 1 of the preseason or the Hall of Fame game, I have my starters out there for 1 series each. Week 2, probably 2 series. Week 3, they're probably done. But I would have them out on the field. All right, good morning, everyone. Back at you. Good to see you, my friend, as always. Nice new thumbnail photo. Hookadoo. It made me smile to see that we have cowgirls at home on Thanksgiving. The Cowboys will be riding a donkey home. All right, fair enough. Very good. Pierce, Bo Booth, you know what to do. Yes, you do. Bo, John Lennon once said, "We're bigger than Jesus." Well, we might not be all that, but we'll find out what we are and what we are not in time. Clark, nice call in us versus Green Bay for Turkey Day, Coach. You got that one right. Hey, won't let it go to my head. Sometimes I get something right. Sometimes we don't. I'd see Pierce Hookadoo thought that Thanksgiving was Green Bay. It is. For Thanksgiving, we do play Green Bay. Dallas hosts their own Thanksgiving Day game. Trim Reaper, tough schedule. May only get 10, 11 wins this year. We'll find out. Bo, I think no one is in order, Pierce. All right? Pierce, Bo, the only way we go goes away is if he plays more than 7 games this season. We'll find out. Trim Reaper, poor Davenport. Big Eddie, Duke Crew, greetings, salutations, Duke Crew. I see an 11-win year ahead of us, maybe 12 murders row of quarterbacks. It will be a must to get pressure every week, it seems. There really are no bad teams on the schedule. No, I would agree. I mean, even the teams with some questionable quarterback play doesn't mean those quarterbacks can't play well, and you got enough defense and offense around it to hopefully help them. Well, I hope not against us to help them out, but maybe against each other. The one good thing going for us is, for the most part, the rest of the division faces the same teams as us as far as the NFC East and the AFC, etc. We do. I could be wrong, Pierce. I looked at the schedule right before I went to bed last night. It happens. Bo, I'm definitely rooting for a bunch of yes. All right. Let's see. JK, I called the Thanksgiving game. Was Green Bay. I repent. Well, it happens, man. And congratulations on that. Pierce, Trim Reaper, Davenport. All right. Davenport, excuse me. Pierce, Bo Booth, that's where Ahmed Hussein comes in. I like him. We'll see if he can develop. Trim Reaper, Rich Herport. All right. Pierce, Hookadoo, I don't think we have to put the Lions and Cowboys against each other on Thanksgiving. No, they'll be playing separate games. Hurt, says Trim Reaper. 5 Fingers Ready. Good morning, all. So are we happy or sad with our the schedule went, how the schedule went? Overall, I'm pretty happy. I like the fact that, Green Bay is a winnable game. Chicago's a winnable game. Baltimore's going to be a heck of a game, but it's winnable. And then you got Cleveland winnable. In the Cincinnati Bengals, yeah, they've got an offense. I do have questions about that defense. I think that's winnable. Kansas City, I get we all look at them and say, hey, Patrick Mahomes, all that kind of stuff, he's phenomenal, but I don't think they're quite the team they used to be. I say that, and they're in the Super Bowl every year. I think they're beatable. Tampa Bay, how about this? I don't see a team on this schedule that I can't say, hey, we don't have a chance of beating. Maybe that's what I should just say. Pierce, 5 Fingers Friendly, overall happy. Only one cold weather game not sending us to Philly when there are also frozen tundras. Correct. Yeah, we did kind of luck out. We're assuming with the weather. We'll have to wait and see if that holds true. Susan, can't stay on long today. Have a shoot today. Love the new crew. Exclamation point. Give me a woo, please, Coach. You want a woo? I'll give you a woo, and good luck on your shoot. Let's see, 1, 2, and 3. We are wooing it up in here today. We are wooing it up. All right, Hookadoo. It is Green Bay, Pierce. I just checked. I was wrong. It happens. Pierce, we need us a skipper rule. I'm working on it. Quentin, greetings, salutations, Duke Crew. I like it more when we play at 1. Don't like waiting all day for later games. All we got was late games. You're not wrong. We do have midday, late day games for the most part. Pierce, Hookadoo, all good, but that would be something if the NFL bucked tradition in a way and had us versus the Cowgirls. We'll find out. See, Bo, Dallas on Thursday Night Football after Turkey Day. Yeah, the good part is you don't really have an advantage for either Detroit or Dallas. Both of them are going to have the same amount of rest or lack of rest, whatever you want to say, in that situation. Pierce, Bo Booth, then a nice mini bye week after. Correct with that. Who else is revealed to have a week 8 bye week? We'll find out. I don't know. I didn't pay attention to the other teams. Trim Reaper, it surely is raining out here this morning. Enjoy it. So small. Our defense is truly going to be tested seemingly every week. Davenport better be the answer, Pierce. Yes, indeed. Bo, week 8 bye is straight up 100%. So small. Hey, I am saying yes to Ahmed. He is the closest thing to the answer we have. We'll find out, man. He's going to, I get we don't talk about him a lot, but I really like Alaquin Muhammad. We'll see if Pascal can elevate his game or some other players for sure. We'll see in time. All right, Susan, the defense will rise up, I think. I think so too. Pierce, I do like Benedict coming back early. Yes, we do. It could work for us, so we'll find out. Bo, nobody can see we had an easy road this year. Nobody can say it. Yeah, correct with that. Pierce, the nail painter won't be able to hear the calls. Maybe not. Trim Reaper, it is raining and don't call me Shirley, coach. I won't do that. Hookadoo, yay, Bo, the second half of the season is going to be a slugfest. Probably true. JK, 8% playoff teams on the schedule each. 8 recent playoff teams, excuse me. Yeah, can't talk this morning. And you are right, JK. Yes, 8 recent playoff teams. Steve Rogers, the NFL appears to love the Lions now. Can't say that for most of my life. No, I think most of us, hey, these are uncharted territories for all of us. Gary, C. Smith should be here just after training camp. Let's hope so. Bo, I see nothing but blue skies. I see what you did there. Carl, good morning, Duke Crew. How y'all doing? How you doing? That's the question. Drink River Booth, are we cross? We'll find out. CrossFit, there you go, Bo. Pierce, Susan Scott, I am cautiously optimistic about the defense. Me too. Aaron, good morning, coaching Duke Crew. I hope they sign Z. This will be a great year. I think they will. We'll have to wait and see. I do suspect it'll be close to training camp or even in training camp. Omega Beast, what do you got? 17-0. I love the way you're thinking. That's a great call there. Trim Reaper, I'm as right as the mail. There you go. Yes, hey, man, that is a Doc Holliday reference. Voltron Force, I think the front 7 will need to show up on the D weekly or we have a rough season. We'll find out. Hookadoo, as Trump's saying it, we will be ready to fight the good fight. We'll find out. Bo, no rain, just a nice blue skies this morning. Patio is still wet. I can live with that. Hey, enjoy the rain, my friend. Trim Reaper, you know, if I thought we weren't friends, I just don't think we could, could Ben Johnson Barrett. There you go. Frank the Tank, what up, East Side? Woo! Go Lions. JK, if injuries rack up the season, doomed around playoffs. Let's hope not. James, what do you got? Good morning, Dan and Duke Crew. The Detroit Lions schedule is brutal from start to finish. You're not wrong. I mean, you're going to have to show up every single week. Again, the only thing I could say that's kind of a salvation is you look at Minnesota, Green Bay, and Chicago. They got to go through basically the same schedule. Frank, my favorite part of the schedule is week 1 and week 2. I love it. Go Lions. I like it. I like it indeed. JC, Gritty Sanitations, Coach of Duke Crew, back at you. Frank, all fans need to just enjoy the game by game. Don't get caught up or worried about the playoffs until we get here. Enjoy the regular season. Go Lions. Yes, enjoy it week by week. Carl, after we stop the Bears, Jared will be chasing Caleb and Ben down the tunnel, screaming, you're no daisies. You're no daisies at all. Poor Ben, you were just too high strung. All right, man, everybody referencing Tombstone today. Miles Martyr, reading citations. Mary, good morning, Duke Crew and Lions fans. It's time to hunt. Let's go Lions. I like it. Go hunting after some wins and everybody on that schedule. Bring them down. Scott, good morning, Dad. All right. Hey, I'm not your dad, but I can be your Dan. How about that? JK, be careful with orcas, iffy. There you go. And let's see. Frank the Tank, all we need to understand, Green Bay and Chicago have months to prepare for the Detroit Lions. They do, and we've got months for them, so we'll see what shakes out. Something will be true, something won't be. Lemon don't like the week 2 bye week. All right, fair enough. Bo, week 2, send in the clowns. We'll find out. Scott, good morning, Dan. Hey, I knew where you were going with that. And back at you, Scott, by the way. JK, we have the Chargers for joint practice. How fun. Yeah, hey, Jimmy Harbaugh, how about that? Hookadoo. Oh, wow. Goodell has something nice to say about the Lions for a change. It happens, man. Hookadoo. Bear down week 2. We'll find out. Don Kong, 12-5, baby. I'll take that. We probably win the division with that. Chuck, good morning, Coach Dan and the Duke Crew. I like the schedule. It's doable. It is indeed, my friend. Trina and Christina Conway, we just want to say good morning on this Thursday. I want to have a safe and blessed day. Go Lions. Woo! And back at you both. Hopefully it is a phenomenal start to your day. Keith, good morning and great salutations, Coach Dan and the Duke Crew! Exclamation point. I hope everyone is doing well this beautiful dew-filled morning. Ooh, I like it. Go Lions all the way to the Super Bowl! Exclamation point. Imagine if they drink dew. If they drank dew, man, this team would be unbeatable. Coach Rock, good morning. All got a schedule now. It's time to prepare for it 100%. Hey, if you're coaches, and I'm guessing each team knew the schedule probably several days, if not a week before it was released, just couldn't reveal it. Remember, Terry Arnold was giving hints about it and stuff like that. Just couldn't say it. They're all kind of restricted for what they could say. my guess is they are really diving in. If I'm a coach there, I'm really diving into every bit of information over the next month to break down at least the first 2, maybe 3 games, maybe 4. But the problem is people do change stuff, so you're best guessing it the first couple weeks, but you got a pretty good idea. All right, JK, we don't know how the coordinators function as far as I'm concerned. Maybe. Pierce, Bobo, you want a loud no, save it for week 2 for Benedict? There you go, DM5. If the defense stays healthy, we can go 13-4, 12-5. I like that thinking indeed. JK, Will, Trim Reaper, what do you call 20 Chicago Bears fans in a basement? A wine cellar. Got it. Derek, good morning, coach and crew. Tough schedule. I see 13-4 tops. I'll take all of that. Both the new coordinators are conjunction junction. There you go. Okay, to Pierce, I want to see Benedict Johnson crying on week 2. Let's hope he does. Michael, by week 8, incorrect. Andrew, we run Jared Goff's offense, not Ben Johnson's. That is very good point. Very good, true point. Pierce, which game will be louder, week 2 or the home playoff game against the Rams a couple years ago? I'm going to go with the Rams game. It's just my opinion, just because everybody was so psyched for us to get a playoff win. Dre Day, Jared got that grit. Great competition. We'll get this team ready for the playoffs and hopefully a Super Bowl. We will get to that Super Bowl this year. That's my full feeling. JK, as long as they make the playoffs by 10 and win out, don't care. Fair enough. DM5, we don't need our get back with the Ravens and Commanders. We need we get even with them, get some wins against them. JK wins, I'll take the wins. Michigan, Santa, what do you got? Green Bay's corners are garbage, and they are terrible against the run. Let's take advantage of that. Miles Parker, Goff going to be driven. We'll lead the way. If we sweep the Bears, that'd be great. Let's make that so. Hookadoo, Pierce, we have a coin flip on that one. Exclamation point. Maybe Vegas should make that a bet. We'll find out if they do. Art, I would have been happier if that bye week was later in the season. It is what it is, man. The only good thing is after Thanksgiving, we play a week later on another Thursday against Dallas. You get kind of a mini bye week there as well. So it's not a full 14 days off, but it is 10 days off. Let's see, JK losing to Cabs, Cows, laughing out loud, this guy. Fair enough. Hookadoo, Miles Margaret, top of the morning. Grit wins, always wins. Bo Booth, 14-3. Dunk Kong, 12-5 is a lock. Let's lock it in then. Miles Margaret, no internet this week. Cell lagging here, but excited about the schedule. Hookadoo, good morning. Good morning to you. Hopefully you get that internet fixed. Pierce, I hope Benedict game is louder. Dre Day, so we bet the Ravens but lose to Benedict Johnson. That's a joke. I was surprised by that, but hey, that's what he picked. Carl, Bears are getting way too much respect. Caleb is average, and Ben is unproven as a head coach. We'll find out what they do. JK, Bears are not ready, never will be, in your opinion. Frank, think all games this year will be like a playoff game. People so enjoy, just do not put this team, the Super Bowl, in week 1. Go Lions. Let's get there. Hookadoo, yeah, Pierce, I would have to say I have more hate for Benedict than Stafford. Fair enough. At this point, man, what's it been, 5 years since Stafford was out here? We've just seen that game so many times. I think it just kind of has lost its luster. Nobody's Kepler, week 1, 2, and 3. Let's go. Let's go there. Pierce, Hookadoo, I respect Stafford for his time, but Benedict is a traitor. Fair enough. Chuck, Grit is going to bring us to 13 wins and 4 losses. The team is here. Well, I like the way you're thinking. Don Kong, Lions own the North, 12-5, North champs again. Hey, I'll take that. Kurt Steele, what up, though, Duke Crew? What's up, man? It's Steele. DM5, Chase and Higgins will be tough to cover. Yes, they will. Keith, I'm sticking with my predictions of 14-3. Go Lions all the way to the Super Bowl, baby. 14-3. That is me. We'll take it. JK, Frank, totally. It's a game changer by big game thing. Oh, let's go get those big games. Pierce, DM5 TV, they can't cover us, so not too concerned about the Bengals. That they do not at least appear to have a good defense. Carl, 13-4 ceiling, 11-6 is the floor. I'll take that, Carl. Atlanta Hunt, 12-5 floor, 14-3 ceiling. All homes down to health, a little luck, and if they resign Zadarius Smith. We'll find out. I think they will. What up, Superman, says Trim Reaper. Don, 10-11 wins season. Tough schedule and injuries happen. They do happen, man. It's football. It is contact. JK, look in the schedule. I'm wanting Z back ASAP. I think we all want him back, 100%. Okay, I had to think about that for a minute, Pierce, but you might be right. Hate swinging more to Benedict. Yep, we'll go with that. Swing more to Benedict. or the way they give the Lions a game to sit their starters before the playoffs. It could be. If Chicago's not in there, if they're not in the race, we're not in the race, whatever it may be, then we got a game to rest guys before the playoffs. All right, okay, morning man of steel, back at you both. Michael, the thing is we have zero idea what the Lions team truly is this season without all the injuries we had from last season, 15-2 team. The sky's limit now. I like the way you're thinking. Pierce, Don Burr, I see 12 max. Don Kong, Vikings have an easy schedule. Packers will probably only win like 8 games. JK, hey, Kurt. Coach Rock, let's see. Looks like we got a playoff game every week. At least we don't have the first bye week, so that's good. This is true. Aletta Hunt, it's not who you play, but when you play them. Fair enough. DM5 TV, ticket prices are up everywhere. Looks like I'll be watching from the couch again. Go Lions. Enjoy it, my friend. Have a good seat there. Don, Pierce, that's reasonable prediction. Fair enough. Day, what do you got? If we judge off-season preseason, then Kellen Moore should be Hall of Famer. Ooh, that's a good call there. Let's see. Matt Stafford was losing his mind. It happens, man. Derek, looking at the Bears schedule, I see 8 wins max. Fair enough. Lad of the Hunt. Don't see the Vikings. Don't the Vikings have 2 European games? Yeah, back-to-back weeks. So they're going to stay, was it in Ireland and then go to Germany, is it? Or something like that. But they do, yes. JK, Lions lost at 2 times last season. You'd never know. It's true. It's true. JK, Lions lost 2 times last season. All right, yeah, sorry, got that one. Cynthia, NFL is about doggone time. It is. Let's get it here. Don Kong, 330 games are prime time. Yeah, it's about right. Yeah, it's 330. Well, remember, they're 430 here, 430. So you get flex those games a lot because everyone across the nation can see it, and it is a kind of a primetime game, at least in my opinion. All right, let's say Don Kong Vikings schedule is super easy. Fair enough. James, we need to get Zadarius Smith back in the fold quickly. Oh, there we go. Trim River, I remember only setting bad records for years. This is true. Don Kong Vikings will be a problem for the division race for sure. They do have a pretty good team. It's just going to come down to the quarterback play, in my opinion. Let's see, Mr. Detroit City. Keep up the great work, Dan. I'm powering through the comments, man, and thank you for that, Mr. Detroit. Pierce, Don Burr, I think we pick off the Bengals because their defense still can't stop a cold, and if Hendrickson holds out, like he says, Stewart is all they have. Fair enough. Hookadoo. Goodell is looking at the Lions as the new America's team, and to Goodell, that's cash for the NFL. You are spot on with that, in my humble opinion. Lead Hunt Vikings are always a problem. They do seem to do that. Don Burr, 6 games max is the total amount of primetime games. Any team I have, yes, okay. JK, the NFL is flexing schedules, though. This is true. They will flex some games. Pierce, Don Kong, it all depends on JJ. Good point there. Don Kong, Don, but he hit that 6-game max prime time again, right? This is true. DM5 TV, Don Kong, don't sleep on the Bears. They are better. We'll find out when the season gets here. Derek, no one in the North wins 10 games except the Lions. I like the way you're thinking. Don Burr, Pierce, can see that, but I won't take care of the NFC North. Rival teams 4-2 would be nice. Let's make that happen. Trim Reaper, smash that like button. Woo! And back at you. JK, Cowboys, your meat freaks team. All right. Keith, Green Bay will be in the race, if not leading the race. They will definitely be ahead of the Chicago Bears. But as always, the Lions all the way in the Super Bowl bound. Woo! Let's get the Lions all the way there. Pierce. Don, my exact prediction for the first 6 gauntlet is 4-2 and half of the road games out of the way in the first 6 games. Yeah, that's the nice part of it. Most of those should be good weather games for the Lions. So, I mean, you're still on the road. I get it, but at least it's nicer weather. Kurt Steele, the Lions are must-see TV. I think you are spot on with that, sir. Pierce, Don, one aspect of many are discussing only one true cold weather game this season. Yeah, and it seems to be the last game of the regular season. Although we'll have to wait and see how the weather is, yada, yada. Don Duncan, from what I see, it's 5 games prime time for us right now. The last Bears game is TBD, possibly a flex game. Yeah, I'm anticipating it probably will be a primetime game. 11 Hunt, Bears new coaches and coordinators, second-year quarterback learning a new system from scratch. Lots of player turnover. This is true. There will be a learning curve. It will be interesting to see how much Ben Johnson plays his starters in the preseason. Because if it was me, I would be playing them all at least a couple series to try to take advantage of week 1, 2, 3, etc. Nobody Cavler. I don't care about being officially. We've been America's team for like 2 to 3 years. Go, go, go. Detroit Lions. I think you're spot on and correct. Cynthia, Woo! Us versus us is America's team. There you go. James, if you're a Lions lifetime member, single game ticket holders, single game tickets are on sale for the schedule release. There you go. Rocky, if Zedarius and the Lions have a deal with a handshake, they could at least let the Duke crew know about it. Woo! Yeah, if they could send us a memo, that'd be great. Excuse me, I had to clear my throat. So, I'm glad that we get to smack up the Bears early and then go up in the division to start the season. Yeah, you win those first 2 games, 2-0, that would be right as rain. Don Pierce, good observation. 1 cold game, yum. Mary, if we're not considered the best this year, we are going to prove it. Let's go Lions. Yeah, if we're not considered one of the best teams, we can cement it with the results this year. Pierce, Don Burr, just seeing 18 in Chicago. That's week 18 and correct. Led of the Hunt, if the Bears are already out of the playoffs, then the week 18 game will be 1 p.m. It could be, yeah. But I anticipate it's going to be probably a key matchup. Gary, bearing injury-prone season, we will be more than fine. We'll be one of the couple teams with a top 5 offensive defense. Could be absolutely true. Pierce, Donberg, Casey, and Philly are in November before true cold weather comes. Yeah, before it gets truly cold. James, I love the sound of America's team, the Detroit Lions. Yes, that is us. Pierce, Donberg, Lambeau, week 1. Vikings are a dome, and then the Giants, Browns, Steelers, all at home. This is 100% true. JK, add Tito's to that Mountain Dew? Not in the morning, man. Not in the morning. Don, man, I hope we can get lean back at least 80%. That would be massive. I think we will. Just, as we probably all know, it's going to be later in the season. Coach Rock, just like Ohio State won't say the team up North's name, we need something like that for the Bears. Fair enough. Don Burr, Pierce, Giants, Browns, Steelers all have no quarterbacks. Also, to me, yes, we'll have to see if how that goes there. Pierce, Don Burr, that was strictly addressing climate for the 1 cold weather game argument. There you go. Keith, Pierce, I like that. Chicago. There you go. Truly, if Goff gets hurt in preseason, we can easily go 0-17. Let's hope that doesn't happen. D-Bone Logs, 14 plus wins. Go Lions, Lad of the Hun. Good thing Goff never plays in the preseason. JK, Goff needs to be perfect with the whole season. Yikes. All right. DM5, Big Davenport is going to show out Coach Dan. Shell out Coach Dan. He has talent. What say you? As long as he stays healthy, I think we all agree. The kid's got some talent. He just got to stay healthy. Kerry, hope officiating gets a new plateau. We'll find out. Don, if Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Caleb Williams get hurt, those teams can easily go 0-17. I think you get my drift. Yeah, any team that loses their starting quarterback is probably not going to do well. James, first the Lions got good, and now the Tigers are good. Yeah, and the Pistons, pretty dang good. I guess the only one I really don't know about is the Red Wings. I think they're kind of meh, but haven't really paid attention to them since the 90s. Patrick, the Lions will shock everyone this year and have another 15-game win and motor into the Super Bowl. I like it. I like it indeed. Lad of the Hun, if Jaden Daniels got hurt, they could go 1-16. Don, Goff doesn't need to be perfect all season. Laughing out loud, shake my head. Jake K, in your opinion, get upset if injuries cripple us again. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Robert, morning, Duke Crew. Coach Dan and Duke Crew. Woo! Back at you, Robert. Nobody's Gambler. This is the chance for the Detroit Lions to go down as one of the greatest teams in history with the schedule we play, and at some of the all-time great team schedule. They have played soft 2000 Ravens. We'll go with that. Coach Rock, it's a problem with fans. They should be hoping Davenport plays like he can because he's a good player. So I will be happy to see him get out there and do his thing. And if he can stay healthy, watch out. Yeah, for me, I'm rooting any Detroit Lions player plays like the greatest of all time because that's obviously beneficial to the Lions. Gina, good morning, Alada. There you go. Let's see, Alada the Hun. Morning, Gina. DM5 TV. Don Burr, Lamar's been hurt before and still made playoffs. The team and coaching is too good for that. Fair enough. Michigan Santa, love Bears week 2 and know their offense. Well, they won't know what Morton has planned, and they don't get all summer to prepare. Lions start 2-0. Book it. I'm booking it then. Pat, I think we're forgetting how good our defense is. Defense played great first 6 games. Go Lions. Yes, they did. Number DM5, laughing out loud. Okay, let's see. JK, sack attack, Hutch time. We'll see if we can. Coach Rock, the bye week is still a tough one, and I see a Monday night game going into the bye. Let me double check that. Going into the bye week, Yes, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers the week before the bye. So you are right. DM5, Don Bird Facts, Pierce, Rocky, yes, Bucks money, yeah, before the bye. Chuck, the offense a little bit better, but our defense is way healthier and stronger. That's where we failed last year, but not all this year. Woo! I'll take that. Keith, amend my brother, 14-3 or more. Don Bird, DM5. This is the NFL's greatest football players in the world. Nothing is a guaranteed. No, you're not wrong with that, my friend. Rock, Tigers are an exciting team to watch, and the whole team plays as one with all of them contributing right. Bow, rotation. It does seem to be something the Tigers do. I don't watch them a ton. I watch them a little bit at the end of the year, a little bit, well, this year. I like a lot of the kind of outside the box thinking, at least in my opinion, the coaching staff does. Hookadoo, 14-3, Lions were all the way into the Super Bowl. James, I just checked, and Dan Campbell has a winning record of the Detroit Lions, 39 wins to 28 losses. And think about how bad the first year was. And then you could even say the first half of the second year. The fact that he's turned his record around just is a strong indication how much this franchise, this team has turned around. Nobody's Gambler, if Z Smith comes back and Davenport is way more healthier than the play to their potential, holy bejesus, Brad might be a 2025 genius. If not, he's going to hear it from the fans, and we'd love to get over it. Yeah, we'll have to get over it if that happens. All right, Bo, Rocky, rotation. Phil, greetings, salutations, Duke Crew. Good to see you. Nice new thumbnail of Orion there, Phil. Nobody's Gambler, hopefully by week 3, we'll have enough chemistry to beat Lamar Jackson, the Ravens. Let's hope so, my friend, 100%. Keith, when is our bye week? Week 8? Is that right? I think so. Drum Reaper, do you know how sad Hulk Hogan was when he found out not everyone was his brother? Yeah, it happens, my friend. Carl, I actually think that Muhammad Hassanin in a semi-rotation will work out okay. I like them both. We'll see how much they develop. Let's see, DM5 TV. I saw an interesting fact. This is Dan Campbell's last year, 4th year, to join McVay and win the Super Bowl in first 4 years. We'll go with that. Emmanuel Ahmed Hussein, I like the kid, 100%. JKZ is still eating. I should be patient. There you go. Let's see, Kerry, I stand and call for 14-3. Let's make that happen. Big D, Hussein gets 7-6 this season in a rotation. I would like that. That'd be a real good rookie year. Larry, what Lions win with 50-plus points on each of the first 2 games. Statement made. If we do something like that, whoo, the NFL will be on notice. Bo, good morning, dudes and dudettes. Just here to hit the like buttons. Thanks, Dan, for all you do. Hey, thanks for that very much, my friend. Enjoy your day. Hun, by week 8 and 2 to week 2 against the Bears. Hey, wouldn't that be something? Manuel, doesn't matter. Next 2 Super Bowls in the West Coast. Sorry, guys, going to have to wait in line. Yeah, but you've said that every year, and that doesn't always seem to work since we had one East Coast Super Bowl this year, right? Nobody's Gambler. I can't stand joint practices. Remember last year, rookie quarterback almost got taken out by an old lineman. Dirty, no one do drinker. There you go. Bo, up early, Manuel. This is true, Manuel. Thank you for being a part of it because I know it's got to be, if you're on the West Coast, it's pretty early where you're at. Rousberger, 15-2. Just getting off work. I got you. Graveyard swing. Well, hey, get some rest, my friend. And again, thanks for being here. Trim Reaper, have a great day, Lieutenant Dan and Duke Crew. Woo, back at you, Lad of the Hun. I almost booked a trip to see the Lions win in L.A., but a 5-hour flight. It's a bit of a flight. Have something to watch. JK Lions versus Bills Super Bowl. We'll take that. JK or playoffs. Bo, always must, man. They're always fun, man. There you go. Nobody's Gambler. Win 4 preseason games are all 3rd and 4th stringers. Get all the experience they need to make a break or better or get done. 100%. Again, 12 games in prime time and 4:30 Thanksgiving and Christmas. Yeah. Personally, I consider the 4:30 games as primetime games just because you get flexed there a lot of times because that's a game that will be America's game of the week, etc. They're putting it there because they know it's marketable across the entire nation. That's why I consider it a primetime game. All right, DM5 TV, Lions-Ravens Super Bowl. Could be. Eddie's Fish. Man, I haven't seen it in a hot second. I would like to see the Lions make a trade for Trey Henderson if the price is right. We'll see if they do that. Emmanuel is laughing. Good. It's always good to have a good morning laugh. DM5, Emmanuel, shouldn't you be rubbing Stafford's back? Is he a Rams fan? I'm not sure. Carl, Bears fans claim Caleb is going to rip it. I suggest their fans in the stands stock up on Stickum. Hey, what if they still allow that in the league? Emmanuel, nah. Eddie's Fish, the Lions trade for Henderson, give the Bengals a 4th and a 5th round pick. Maybe. Emmanuel, like I said, next two Super Bowls on the West Coast. We'll find out. Is that where they're located for the games? Doesn't mean the teams will be there, but I'm not sure where the games are the next 2 years. All right, nobody's gambler. Prediction for week 3 versus Ravens. First quarter, Jackson and the Lions make us sweat. Quarter 2, Ravens and Jackson make the Lions fans start shaking their head in talking about Brand. Third and fourth quarters, we come back and win. How about that? Bo, should be nice weather. Let's hope so. Jennifer, Lions have been showing up at the practice facilities. They want Green Bay and the Bears time to eat. Let's get them eating. Jason and Brooklyn, woo! One pride worldwide. Let's go Super Bowl bound. I like the way you're thinking. Emmanuel, Super Bowl. JK, Vikings finna raid Ireland and England. They are, man. They're going to go over there. Hey, both great places. Land of the Hunt, Emmanuel, you are correct. Next two Super Bowls are in Santa Clara and LA stadiums. Hey, see what he was doing? No, nobody's capper. It's not when you play, it's how you play. I'll take that. Woo! Emmanuel, actually, Levi Stam and then SoFi. Okay, yeah, and thanks for that, Emmanuel. Thank you. Let's see, Vernon, good morning, Coach and Duke Crew. I'm feeling we will be Super Bowl bound. I think we're going to be polishing that trophy and hanging it high in Detroit after this season. Bo Booth, to paraphrase Morgan Freeman, Goodell cares about one color, green. Now, you're not wrong there, man. He's worried about money. That's how he keeps his job. Hunt, yep, I can see the Lions being the team playing those stadiums representing the NFC. Let's make that happen. Manuel, laughing out loud. No one outside of Michigan cares. It could be. Let's see, Hooker, he sure does, Bo. Hunt cares about what? Seeing America's team? Yes, they all want to see us. J.K. Goodell probably loves, could be. Miles Marker, finally, Cowboys coming to Ford Field. It has been a minute, hasn't it? Manuel, win a couple of parties before you call yourself America's team. Old news. Hey, we have won the NFL championship, which is the same thing as the Super Bowl. So, hey, there we go. Land of the Hunt, laughing. Let's see, Hookadoo. That's going to be a fun game, Miles Mark. Grit wins. It always does. Hookadoo, tell that to the TV ratings manual. Ooh, there's a shot. Frank, think why we all scared for the cold, man. This team is 14 wins on the road last 2 years. There's nothing better than playing a game in the rain and snow. Bet your butt in a minefield. Go Lions. I'm down with that. One thing I can say, and I know the Lions talked about it last year, we get they're a dome team, but where do they practice? Outdoors in the cold. So, I mean, there's that part of it too. They get, Sunday games indoors, their practices, if they want them to be outdoors, they are. I should rephrase that because they do have an indoor facility too. DM5, hit the like. If you guys can hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit all the buttons. Ken, do you want to be the best? If you want to be the man, bring on the 8 playoff teams, bring them on, knock them down one at a time. JK, gonna have to get Bates to 60-yarders. He can easily hit the 60-yarders. Let's see if he can this year. Nobody's Gambler. Fall football. I'm ready for an October football. Cool, crisp, and chill, and rolling out wins. Let's roll them out. Ken, beat the best. Yes, beat them on down. Carl Damport in a rotation will help him healthier for longer. Let's hope so. Dang right, Carl says nobody's. Work. What about Lions versus Washington? Question mark. They are starting to become the biggest rival. Maybe non-in-division rival. Let of the Hun. Crickets. Okay. James. I'm counting the days until we begin again. It's coming. Watch our Lions go all the way, and it's the best Lions football ever. Go Detroit Lions. Go. I'm in Upper Peninsula, Michigan. Lifetime fan. I'm 65. Well, hey, thanks for being here, James. And yes, nothing wrong with being in the UP. Let's see. JK, hee. Bo, welcome aboard, James. Indeed. Boy, what's the name of the restaurant up there? Oh, gosh, I'm forgetting. But I know they just sold it a couple months ago, too. New ownership. I can't remember it off the top of my head. Anyways, Derek, I want them want to win them all, but especially want to win against Philly and Washington. Let's make that happen. JK, agreed, Derek. Nobody's Kepler. Slow down, man. You're okay. Read it properly. Full paragraphs in a tango up you at the end, but trying. Just breathe. Focus on. You got it, Coach. Hey, just go power through as best I can, my friend. Hookadoo, we are on the same boat, James. I'm 62, and I've been a fan since I could walk. Welcome aboard. Welcome on in. Carrie, happy trails. Stay safe, and have a good Thursday. Back at you. Make it a great day. Bo, happy trails, Dude Crew. All done and dusted for another day. See you tomorrow. We'll see you then. Bo, waving. Hookadoo, happy trails, Dude Crew. One pride worldwide. Nobody's Cabbler. Talk to text is messing up my messages. It happens, man. Hookadoo. Oh, Miles Margaret, why is your internet out again? Ooh, man, they must be going through it again up there. All right, guys, if there is breaking news later today, I'll get it over to you as quick as possible. before you check it out, if you could be so kind, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit all the buttons. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Do something kind for someone you don't know. And we'll see you guys all live on the next Lions Talk Live. Take care, everybody. You're still here? What are you doing here? It's over. The show's over. Go home.